right, people, before I get started, I want to let you guys know before I do my intro that this is a great situation for the Falcons. It is an absolutely perfect situation for the Falcons. I'm going to let you guys know I'm going to get into all of that. And it just couldn't come at a better time with all these other running backs having their issues with contracts. This should be an excellent situation. Welcome to the First and Frame Rate Show. This is episode 627. I am VF Baller. Over here we talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. And today we're going to talk about Caleb Huntley. Yes, he is on the physically unable to perform list, but there's already rumblings that he will be back before the season. Well, the season starts. I mean, the unofficial start of the season is on the 27th, but when preseason start, there's already rumblings about him getting a lot of playing time already, and I think that'll be an excellent situation where the Falcons could use him to trade him off somewhere. And like I said, I'm gonna give you all my reasons why, and we're just gonna go from there. I mean, I think this is a beautiful situation for the Falcons. If this is your first time here, welcome. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble. I'm also on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, and Google Podcasts. Stitcher is shutting down within the next month or so, or 2 months or so. Check with Stitcher to find out the whole situation behind that. Also, I can be found on Twitter at VFBaller, and the website is firstandframerates.com. I want to thank you guys for the support. You guys have been awesome. It's been a great weekend. People are still listening and watching the show. I can't ask for anything better than that. Just phenomenal. Thank you guys very, very much. Let's go ahead and get into this. Caleb Huntley, excellent running back for the Falcons, stepped this game up, not only just on the field, but off the field too. If you ever hear him mic'd up, I mean, he is a big motivator for the team. Now, do I want him traded? Absolutely not. I think he's a great guy for the team, but with things the way they're falling into place, with Bijan Robinson coming onto the scene, and you got Tyler Algier, a 1,000-yard rusher. Cordell Patterson could be traded. That might be something that could be talked about, but I think this is the last year of his contract. He may not play after this season. I'm going to be just quite honest. I mean, he's happy with the Falcons. He don't want to go anywhere else. He may hang it up after this season. I would expect, and I know this is going a little bit out of the topic. I would expect Cordell Patterson to absolutely call it quits if we win the Super Bowl this year. I don't see him coming back after that. I mean, he has an illustrious career. He's not that old, but he's old enough to walk away on top with the career he's had. So I'm just putting that out there. I don't think it'll happen, but I can see it happening. But as far as his trade value, yeah, it's not bad, but I think with Caleb Huntley, it'd be a little bit more. He's a younger guy. He's only 24. He has the potential to be a really big asset to the running game of anybody. And when you have all these other guys like Saquon and Dalvin Cook and I think Josh Jacobs, you got a lot of good running backs that are just not getting paid because of whatever the case may be, the way these GMs are looking at running backs right now. I see where Caleb Huntley could just slide in and take a spot where any of these guys don't want to play or they're not being signed or whatever the case may be. You can get some pretty good value for a Caleb Huntley. Me personally, if I said right off the surface, I would say probably a 4th or 5th round pick for him, just because how young he is and the potential that he has. I say 4th or 5th. And I mean, we already know you can find some gems in the 4th and 5th round. So don't tell me that, oh, that's nothing. Trust me, you can get a lot of, you gotta understand, this kid here was undrafted. So don't tell me you can't find guys in the draft when this guy's undrafted. You know what I mean? And look, Tyler Algier was a 5th round pick. So, but with that being said, Grady Jarrett was a 5th round pick. I mean, I could keep going. But like I said, like with what's going on here is that the market, the way it's set up right now, this put the Falcons in a very good situation where let Caleb Huntley recover from being on the PUP list, come back. You don't have to really put Bijan Robinson out there. You don't really have to put Cordell Patterson or Tyler Algier out there. You can get another running back that's trying to make a roster, probably put him on the practice squad, put Caleb Huntley out there, and let those guys run wild for the preseason. Put those guys on display. Put those guys out there to where they're going to be advertising themselves to show like, hey, I can be an asset to another team. Because you got basically like 3 running backs. I know Cordell Patterson's so-so. He does play running back, but I still don't classify him as a running back. I think he's a wide receiver. I think he's always been a wide receiver. But they use him as a running back. So you got 3 running backs already. Caleb Huntley will make the 4th. And with him being on the pup list, I think this right here will make a really good audition setting. If he hasn't done so already, this would be a great audition setting for him to go and show off his talents throughout the preseason. And before the trade deadline, we could probably get something for him. Now, I know he's from Locust Grove. He's like a hometown kid, basically. You don't want to give up that type of player, but I put it like this. If you don't want to have this problem, why did the front office draft Bijan Robinson? I personally, I like the pick, but it wasn't necessarily a need. You basically just got the best weapon on the draft board. You wanted somebody that could help, that continuously help Desmond Ridder, because me personally, I wanted Nolan Smith. I've been on record saying I wanted Nolan Smith to help with the defense, but they went Bijan Robinson. So with that being said, where does Caleb Huntley fit? Like I said, I think this is a perfect situation. Go ahead and put him out there to show what he can do once he bounced back, and put him out there on the trade block. Somebody will pick him up. Like I said, there's a lot of running backs out there that I don't agree with it. I think these running backs should get paid, but the market's not paying these running backs. This kid is 24 and he's still, I'm not going to say he's underpaid because he hasn't like really, outplayed his contract or whatever, but he can be one of those kids that are hungry, that wants a contract. Put him out there to a team that's going to give him 15, maybe 12 carries a game, because now I don't think he's going to get those type of carries in this system that we have now for, the Falcons. Unless you're doing like straight running back by committee for real, like Georgia Southern used to do, and you'll put 3 or 4 running backs out there. But I just don't see that. I see now that there's going to be a little bit more balance, and Caleb Huntley is probably like the odd man out. I'm going to go to an article, which I'm not going to link the article. If you already looking at the Falcons report on SI.com, it's a phenomenal site. You can go over there and check those guys out. Those guys do a great job of being fair with the Falcons. Basically, Coach Arthur Smith was saying, like, during the OTAs, he was trending in the right direction, which was talking about Huntley. And the expectation was that he'd be good to go during camp. However, Smith also stressed that there's no rush to get Huntley back, and his long-term health was the biggest priority. Now, with that being said, this sounds like that there may be a bigger issue going on. Don't know what it actually is, but I will put it like this. If he can get back by the time, preseason starts, go ahead and put him out there. Because, training camp is, later on this week, but, preseason is like, 6 weeks away or something like that. Get him, let's see if he's going to be healthy. He said his long-term health was a big priority. Hopefully it's not like really bad. But if it's good enough to put him back on the field, get him out there, show what he can do, and do him a solid. Send him to a team that really needs a running back, so he get out on the field and play to his strength. It's just like that's the way that I feel that's one of the ways that you would do if you want to take care of a player. You would want to do it that way. It's like you don't just want to toss them away or just do like what some of these other teams are doing with some of these running backs. You got some running backs that are like top 3, top 2, top 5 rushers can't get paid. With this is a low risk, high reward situation. Caleb Huntley's a dog. That dude can run the ball. He can make it happen. Even on 76 carries last season, he had almost 400 yards. So, he's capable of making something happen. He tore his Achilles at the end of the season. So with that could be a part of it. That does make sense because week 15 was, it wasn't that long ago, and you have a torn Achilles, it's going to take some time to bounce back. Maybe he needs a little bit more time to do so. He's still on the roster. I just don't see them letting him go for nothing. I think with the way the running back situation is right now, he could be a hot commodity, like a really, really hot commodity for some teams who need a running back. Like every team has a running back and they just, plug and play. But I don't think, just to be honest, a kid like this, the way that he presents himself on and off the field, I don't think many running backs are like him. Like I said, if you hear him mic'd up and the way he motivates other players and the way he's a team player, it's like, it's really unfortunate that he's really the odd man out. And I just don't see him being on the team. But I do see him doing some great things if he does get another opportunity. Torn Achilles is a big deal, but it's not the end of the world. Hopefully he'll be able to get out there and do some things, whether it be with the Falcons or not. Because, you just never know. He may be still on the team. It's just my opinion of why I feel like he's the perfect player to trade, because the value of the running back is being diminished, and I think it's being done by design, to be honest. I think it's being done by design. I think a lot of these teams are getting real casual with plugging and playing running backs, but you got some guys who are absolutely generational talents. I mean, Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, Dalvin Cook, just three to name. These guys are being extremely disrespected, in my opinion. But with that being said, this gives an opportunity for Caleb Huntley to come in. It gives an opportunity for something like that to happen. So hopefully we'll see that play out. I mean, I'm really excited to see. So let me know what you guys think, and I think I'm gonna leave it right there. Let me know what you guys think. If you like this commentary, hit the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Caleb Huntley, everybody, what you guys think? You think this kid is gonna be a hot commodity, especially if he performs in the preseason? What happens if his injury is not that bad? What really happens? It looks like this is going to be a situation where if he comes back, I think he'll be a really good player for other teams to look at. And like I said, 4th or 5th rounder, I think that's pretty fair. I think you can even go as far as 6th. I don't know. I mean, you got to think about it. I know Brian Edwards was a wide receiver, but we got him for a 7th rounder or something like that, or something, a 5th and a 7th. So, I mean, with a guy like this who's probably a little bit more in demand, 4th or 5th, stretching it with a 6 would be okay. I think that would be the case. I could be found on YouTube and Rumble, also Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, Google Podcasts. Check your Stitcher. If you're listening over Stitcher, I think they're going to be dropping the Stitcher the podcast avenue. Probably have to move over to Spotify, Apple, or Google. I can also be found on Twitter at VFBaller, and firstandframes.com is the website. All right, y'all, I'm going to get up out of here. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. I will see you guys on Tuesday. Y'all take it easy, and y'all be blessed. Peace.